You wrote the book? Now what? Welcome to the self-publishing decision framework. If you've finished your manuscript, or you're close to finishing, you're in the right place. This isn't about hype or shortcuts. It's a clear, honest framework to help you make the publishing decisions that shape your results as an author. I'm Sheryl Hilton, and I'll walk you through what I truly wish someone had laid out for me before I published my first book. Hello and welcome. I'm Sheryl Hilton, author, publisher, and founder of Magnolia Memories Publishing. I created this masterclass because, through my own publishing journey, I experienced firsthand just how complex the process can be, with many steps, decisions, and a surprisingly steep learning curve. My goal is to guide you clearly and step by step so you can move from idea to published book with confidence and without overwhelm. If you're ready to bring your book to life, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Welcome. I am so happy you're here. Before we dive in, let me share a little about who I am and why I built this course for you. I didn't come from the publishing world. Not even close. I came from the corporate world. I spent decades as a registered nurse and later moved into healthcare IT leadership, eventually finishing my corporate career as a senior vice president of software development. That world? It was all about high-stakes decisions, managing complex projects, vetting vendors, navigating contracts and deliverables where the consequences were real for teams, timelines, and budgets. I'm still fairly new to the author world, but I am proud to say that my first book, Kris Kringle and the Jingle Squad, has received some wonderful recognition, including the prestigious International Impact Book Award. It also earned honors in 4 categories from the Royal Dragonfly Book Awards, which honestly means the world to me. Since then, I've worked through the full publishing pipeline: editing, design, distribution platforms, and marketing that follows platform guidelines and industry best practices. I currently have a sequel to Kris Kringle and the Jingle Squad in progress, a novel in development, and I've published The Art of Sacred Space, the Singing Bowl Masterclass edition, on my home and decor website, GRSA Products. I've included links to my websites in the resource appendix, so feel free to explore those later. But here's what matters most. I have been exactly where you are right now, trying to figure out what comes next. And that is why I built this masterclass, to save you time, to save you money, and to give you the confidence to make smart, informed decisions every step of the way. So, let's get started. Here's what makes this masterclass different from everything else out there. Most self-publishing courses focus on marketing strategy and tactics. And yes, marketing matters. But it's not where most authors get into trouble. This masterclass focuses on publishing decisions, the choices that determine your rights, your quality, your costs, and your long-term success as an author. It's designed to give you clear, practical information so you can approach each publishing decision informed, prepared, and aware of common pitfalls. Because the truth is, the biggest mistakes happen before you ever run an ad or post on social media. They happen when you sign the wrong contract, fail to document the important details, skip an important step, rush the process, or trust the wrong vendor. Sources and methodology. Publishing practices, cost ranges, and workflow guidance in this masterclass reflect established industry standards and the author's professional experience in self-publishing and publishing production. Platform-specific information, such as royalty structures and distribution models, is based on current policies and documentation from major publishing platforms, including Amazon KDP and Ingram Spark. All recommendations are educational and intended to support informed publishing decisions. Publishing requirements, costs, and platform terms may change and should be verified against current provider documentation. Here's the hard truth that no one tells you. Writing the book? That was the easy part, and I get it. That might sting a little. You poured your heart into that manuscript, but publishing requires an entirely different set of decisions about editing, design, rights, distribution, and investment. And most of the time, there's no clear roadmap to follow. That's exactly why I built this masterclass. I'm going to give you that roadmap. Module 1, the stall zone. You finished the manuscript. Congratulations. Seriously. That's a huge accomplishment. But now you're stuck somewhere between excitement and overwhelm. You're not sure what to do next. You're not sure who to trust. And you're not sure how much it should cost. The numbers feel overwhelming. You're not alone. Most authors stall right here. It's the most common place to get stuck and the most dangerous place to stay. Let's talk about why. The 3 traps. There are 3 traps where first-time authors consistently lose time, resources, and momentum. This masterclass was built from everything I learned the hard way. So you don't have to. Let me walk you through each one. Trap number 1 when you pay the publisher. What to watch for. Here's what it looks like. Some companies offer author-funded a la carte publishing packages. Editing, design, formatting, distribution, marketing, all bundled together. Now here's the important nuance. Paid support can be legitimate and very helpful. There are really good companies out there. The difference is in your vetting, the contract, and your level of control. Why does this matter? Because if key terms are unclear, you can lose your rights, pay far more than you expected, or struggle to exit the arrangement. I want to be clear. This is educational content, not legal advice, but awareness is your first line of defense. Quick self-check. So how do you tell the difference between a legitimate provider and a problematic one? Here's a quick self-check. Red flags. Things that should make you pause and verify. If the rights, files, or exit terms are unclear. If there's pressure or urgency to sign upsells or bundled services. If they're making guaranteed results or bestseller claims, or if the deliverables are vague. Green flags. Signs of safe support. The agreement clearly states you retain all rights and can publish anywhere. You'll receive your final editable files, including the interior and the cover. And the scope, deliverables, communication plan, completion criteria, and approvals are documented in writing. Again, this is educational content, not legal advice. Always review agreements carefully, and when in doubt, get a second opinion. Trap 2, the DIY spiral. This one is sneaky because it feels productive. Here's what it looks like. You try to learn everything and do it all yourself. Cover design, formatting, distribution setup, ads, websites, publishing tools. The reality? 6 months later, you're still researching, and your book still isn't published. Your time has value. Some things are absolutely worth paying for, and knowing the difference between what to learn and what to delegate is one of the most important skills you can develop as a self-publishing author. Carefully consider your budget, your goals, and your timeline. Then be honest about how much time you truly have to learn these tasks and execute them well. That's how you decide what to do yourself and what to delegate. Trap 3, the perfectionism pause. You know this one. Endless revisions. Waiting for the right time. Researching instead of finishing. Delaying publication because it doesn't feel ready. The reality? Perfection is rarely reached, and delay is often fear in disguise. Done is better than perfect. Published is better than hidden. I'm not saying don't care about quality. I'm saying don't let the pursuit of perfection become the reason your book never reaches readers. Trust me, I've been there and still fight this trap. Now let's talk about your options. There are 3 main publishing routes, and each one involves trade-offs. The right choice depends on your goals, your budget, and your desired level of control. There's no single right answer, but there is a right answer for you. Let's break them down one by one. Route 1, self-publishing. Here's what you get: full creative control, higher royalties, often up to around 70% on major platforms, speed to market, and you own all your rights. Here's what you need: an upfront investment, typically between $1,500 and $5,000. You'll also need to manage the project yourself, handle marketing, and vet your own vendors. Self-publishing is a business. When you do it well, the rewards are significant, both financially and creatively. Route 2. Hybrid publishing. What it is. Hybrid publishing is flexible. Think of it as a professional team where everything can be on the table: editing, design, formatting, distribution setup, print files, metadata, website design, build and maintenance, even some marketing support. But what you actually outsource depends on your budget and how hands-on you want to be. The real value? You're not just buying services. You're building a bridge between DIY and traditional quality production. In long term, you want to learn enough of the process to manage your publishing business yourself, because most authors can't pay someone to run everything forever. My experience? This is the route I used, and I chose an a la carte contract from the start. That mattered because it allowed me to retain all of my rights and stay in full control. Nothing moved forward without my approval. For example, my provider handled the ISBNs and my initial copyright filing, but I have handled follow-up copyrights and my logo trademark work myself. I post a lot of my own marketing ads on social media. It was clearly defined up front who owned what, who did what, and what required my sign-off. What you need: hybrid usually requires a significant upfront investment, often in the $5,000 to $25,000 range, and the success or failure of hybrid often comes down to 3 things: a provider you've vetted carefully, a contract you understand, rights, deliverables, timelines, and exit terms, clear responsibility mapping, what they do, what you do, and what done looks like. Hybrid can work extremely well, but only if you stay involved, protect your rights, and do your due diligence. Route 3. Traditional publishing. What you get: no upfront cost, prestige and validation, bookstore distribution, and sometimes an advance payment. What you need? A literary agent, which is usually required. Patience, often 1 to 3 years from acceptance to bookshelf. You'll receive lower royalties, typically 10 to 15% on print editions. And you'll have less creative control. Traditional publishing is a valid path, but it's competitive, slow, and comes with real trade-offs. Decision checkpoint. Let's do a quick decision checkpoint. Self-publish if you want control, you have the budget for quality help, and you're willing to learn the business side. Go hybrid if you have significant budget, you want professional support, and you can vet publishers carefully. Go traditional if you have patience, you want validation, and your genre or platform makes you competitive. Here's the bottom line. Every route has trade-offs. This masterclass is built to help you understand them, choose intentionally, and do it well, whichever path you take. The GinneyBird Masterclass Module Overview. If you choose self-publishing, this masterclass gives you everything you need to be prepared. Here's what we cover across all 9 modules. Module 1, which you're in now, is your publishing roadmap. Module 2 covers budget and editing. Module 3 is a special track for children's books. Illustrations, art briefs, and contracts. Module 4 teaches vendor vetting mastery. Module 5 covers rights and copyright. Module 6 walks you through platform setup. Module 7 is your launch strategy. Module 8 handles final files and formatting. And Module 9 covers listing and distribution. 9 modules, everything you need, no fluff. Before we move on, I want to make sure you know about a free resource. I've created a step-by-step self-publishing checklist covering every phase from manuscript to market. You can download it free, no email required, at magnoliamemories.com/checklist. I want to leave you with this thought. The best time to publish your book was yesterday. The second best time is with a plan, starting today. You now have the information. The next step is making the decision. Ready to publish? Get the full GinneyBird Masterclass and publish with confidence. Just a quick note. This isn't a done-for-you setup. You'll be making the decisions and completing the steps. The masterclass gives you the frameworks, questionnaires, and checklists to help you evaluate your options and prepare. Visit magnoliamemoriespub.com to get started. Everything you need is right there. One important note before we continue. This masterclass is for education and general guidance based on my personal experience and research. It is not legal, financial, or business advice. Publishing changes over time. I update this content periodically, but I encourage you to double-check platform requirements and stay informed as things evolve. For updates and additional resources, visit magnoliamemoriespub.com. Before you sign any contract or make a major financial commitment, consider having an attorney review the agreement. And finally, this program does not guarantee specific outcomes. Results vary based on many factors, including genre, market conditions, your effort, and how well you implement the steps.